The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
A mild winter and a mild flu season so far, but why it's still a good idea to get a flu shot.
Winter storm watches are already issued for portions of central and northern Illinois tomorrow. How will that influence our weather? We'll meet with Storm Teams 3 Devin Biggs later on.
And volunteers working on the first stage of a project, a house donated to a Macomb nonprofit organization.
But first, students, faculty, and community members are still speaking on the Illinois state budget impasse.
WIU President Jack Thomas said in a press conference Friday morning he hoped the meeting would urge Illinois lawmakers to fund higher education. He says student groups rallying at WIU and the state capitol should continue to stand their ground.
I just would say to the students to continue to advocate and be patient, and we are very hopeful that we will get a budget soon, not just a state appropriation, but MAP funding as well.
Even without funds, WIU has fronted the money for MAP grants. President Thomas says 2,700 WIU students receive MAP funding, an annual cost of $11 million. Officials at Quincy University agree the lack of state funds is causing big problems for students.
It creates an uncertainty and certainly a cash flow problem for the university. But worse than that, I think, is the effect on students.
Also happening Friday, Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner vetoed Senate Bill 2043. One of the bill amendments would have allocated more than $7 million to higher education in the in the state, more than half going to MAP grants. Student Government President Will Gradle says he's frustrated with the result and wants to see Illinois government make what he calls authentic solutions.
I've talked to first-generation students, single mothers, students just from low-income houses. They're the ones in society who need to get an education and bolster themselves up, and taking away the MAP grant absolutely takes that away from them.
The MAP grant is what I use to pay for my utilities, my food, clothing, washing things like that. So it's really kind of like essential to me because it's what I live off of.
President Will Gradle will give the State of the Student address March 9th at 3 p.m. in Sherman Auditorium.
Eastern Illinois University's president also released a statement, this in response to rumors the university may close. University President David Glassman is reassuring students the campus will be open in the summer and fall, and rumors of cutting programs are untrue. In the letter, Glassman remains optimistic state budget appropriations will be made soon.
Local businesses are asked to keep a watchful eye on accepting cash. Macomb police reported 3 black men driving a black 4-door Jeep attempted to use a counterfeit $50 bill at a local drive-thru. Police say the bill doesn't feel like normal money, and it was likely printed on normal printer paper, and bills appear larger.
7 in McDonough County are facing drug-related charges connected to an investigation into the production of meth. The McDonough County Sheriff says 5 people have been arrested, suspected of gathering items to create meth. Josh Laffery also faces other drug charges. Anthony Hall faces an additional charge of heroin possession. Deputies say they found heroin under a child's mattress. 2 more people were arrested during the warrant roundup, 31-year-old Spencer Bright and 33-year-old Angel Daniels. Both are from Bushnell. They're being charged on possession of drug paraphernalia.
Police arrested a Quincy man who broke into the home of his ex-girlfriend. Police say Jason Kale broke into his ex-home and assaulted a man living there. Police say Kale threw multiple objects at the man, including a miniature baseball bat and a chair. Kale stayed inside the home until police arrived. The ex-girlfriend and the other man living in the home fled.
Illinois is now allowing circuit courts to welcome cameras in the courtroom. In January of 2012, the Illinois Supreme Court launched an experimental project allowing the use of media cameras in certain courtrooms. The judges in the test program called it a success, and now the state Supreme Court is letting circuit courts decide if they want to allow cameras. The Illinois Supreme Court says the goal of the new program is to promote greater transparency, accountability, and accessibility to the court system.
The WIU community has a chance to have their voice heard and help those in need. University Housing and Dining Services is conducting a survey about dining experiences on campus. For every one survey taken, 1 bottle of Rocky Water will be donated to Flint, Michigan. The survey is open to anyone who eats at WIU dining halls. Those who take the survey will be entered in to win a Pebble Time smartwatch. For every one survey taken, 1 bottle of Rocky Water will be donated to Flint, Michigan.
WIU will test the campus emergency alert system tomorrow. The system will place a robocall just before 11 a.m. to phone numbers listed in WIU's emergency directory. People receiving calls do not need to take any action. WIU has been named a Tree Campus USA for the 4th consecutive year. A news release says WIU has continued to meet the 5 standards to get the title set by the Arbor Day Foundation. There are more than 2,700 trees on the Macomb campus. 2 trees are planted each semester in honor of WIU employees and students who have passed away. Tree Campus USA colleges and universities invested $23 million in campus forest management last year.
A new study shows the results of a 2010 CDC recommendation.
Still ahead, what researchers now say about young women receiving the HPV vaccine.
Plus, volunteers who want to give back to the people who are in need most in their community.
Hey Devin, what do we got going on in weather?
We have winter storm warnings in effect for central Illinois right now, and the forecast models really changed from earlier today. Coming up, I will let you know how much snow will fall in central Illinois and what we will experience here on the Tri-States region. News 3 continues.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Emily Manley, Megan Sanchez, Storm Team 3's 5-day outlook, and sports with Danny Fry. Live at 4 continues.
One organization in McDonough County is on a mission to decrease the number of homeless families in the county, and community members came together to help. A local nonprofit spent their Saturday remodeling a house to make it home for local families in need.
When asked where the idea of Genesis Garden came from, it all started with one man, Brooke Scholes.
He was living in Shade Tree Mobile Home Park, and when that closed back in 2010, he organized a big push, organized a homeowners association.
Genesis Garden is currently working with 2 families who are homeless and 2 that are on the verge. The house is going to cost $40,000 to $50,000 to renovate, and that money comes from donation. Volunteers from students to organizations and community members came out to help make this house feel like home to those families without a roof over their head.
I'm here because I thought it would be fun. I like to work with people. It's something we need to do as a community, and I like the idea of having a home for those who don't have them.
I came out just to do my part to help. I feel like there's so little opportunities to help those around us, and that when something like this comes across, you have to take full advantage of it.
These volunteers want to give back to those who are in need in their community.
We need to be able to provide these services. We need to be able to make sure that people have a safe haven in our county. And we also have some people that have come here today just to look at the project that who have a background in construction and said that they're going to come back and help.
And help is what they did. More than 100 volunteers showed up, and an anonymous donor donated $22,000 to finish the roof.
We need to do that as a community. We need to come together.
What is your favorite part about giving back to the community?
The camaraderie.
And I think it's really, really important that we make more awareness to poverty and homelessness.
There you go. Put some muscle in it.
From removing garbage to knocking down walls, volunteers from the community were hands-on at the home on East Carroll Street in Macomb.
I feel like this has taken so long to get here, and it finally is, and the people that are going to be able to live in here are going to be able to start fresh and have a new life and just new opportunities, and I'm so excited for them.
Will says he hopes to have the shelter done within the next 6 to 12 months. And let's say you can help. Join us tomorrow morning at 9 on Good Morning Macomb. Will sit down with us as he explains what Genesis Garden really is and the opportunities you can hear of that you can get involved with.
A major tech figure spoke up about a controversial case regarding Apple and the FBI. After the San Bernardino shooting, the FBI collected gunman Saeed Farouk's iPhone. Farouk and his wife shot and killed 14 people. The phone holds possible evidence and information about the incident. Apple CEO Tim Cook refuses to make the technology necessary in order to break into the phone, arguing invasion of privacy. Bill Gates says it's only a matter of time before the government gets what they want.
This has become more of a discussion of, hey, we didn't have safeguards for the FBI a long time ago. What do we have now? I doubt we'll go in the direction of saying, okay, let's make the government blind because they messed up in the past. But the overall discussion is worthwhile.
While Bill Gates disagrees with some of Apple's arguments, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg fully supports Apple's stance. The biggest fear for Apple and its users is that this technology would allow hackers and terrorist organizations access to private content. Rates of HPV infection have dropped, this coinciding with the CDC's recommendation of getting vaccinated against the virus. A CDC study shows in just 6 years, researchers saw the rate of HPV infection among teenage girls fall drastically. The rate fell by more than half. It now sits at 4%. For women between the ages of 20 and 24, the rate of infection fell from 18.5% to 12.1%. Even if a young woman is not sexually active, health experts advise getting the vaccine. They say the vaccine is actually more effective if given before a woman becomes sexually active.
The flu, now widespread in Iowa. This according to the CDC's weekly flu map. The report shows McDonough County in the moderate category. Last week, 30 students at DePaul University came down with stomach flu symptoms. Flu shots are still available for free at the View Health Center. Warmth and sunshine greeting people on campus this afternoon, but it'll all be a memory. Devin Biggs has your Storm Team's 3 forecast next.
Good. Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one, it's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes in your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think then? Arm or the butt?
My favorite thing about WIU is how much we work as a team. Everyone here has helped immensely, and when we work together, the outcome is amazing. Producing for the newscast, writing for the newscast, going to city council every Monday. It's something that I've learned that it takes a team. There's no such thing as an I. If there's an I, then we know that something's going to go wrong. I really do believe WIU has prepared me for the outside world. I can't wait to see where I end up. I have to thank everyone that has been involved. You know, Jasmine Creighton, she has managed to help me overcome that scary part. And the way that you have a great show is not the content that you have, it's the people who you work with. And here at WIU, I have had a chance to work with some excellent people.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Welcome back to News 3 on this Tuesday afternoon. Let's take a live look at our webcam overlooking the Macomb Square right now. It is currently cloudy out right now as those are clouds from the storm system that will be moving in towards the region. Take a look at our almanac page for today, February 23rd, 2016. Our normal range is 41 to 21, but we actually had 48 for the high today and 28 for the low, so we're actually a little above average today. Our low is 60, or our record high for on this date is 67 degrees, set back at 2000, and 8 below set back in 1910. Sunrise today was at 6:46, with sunset being at 5:47. Our days ever so getting longer. A look at our Midwest weather tracker. We are taking a little tour down into the southern U.S. right now as they're experiencing some severe weather right now. And this same system will be bringing some snow for us as we proceed into the daytime tomorrow. In fact, we take a look back home, you can see some of the the rain starting to show up as that system continues to proceed into the region. Take a look at our futurecast at 12 a.m. on Wednesday. You can see some of the snows or some of the precipitation starting to show up into the region. And as we look at to 6 a.m. Wednesday, the system continues to push off to the north and east. Snow starts to move into the region. And 12 p.m. on Wednesday, snow is starting to move in. This model run actually is taking the snow farther west. So areas like Lincoln, Bloomington, and Springfield could see some decent snow, about 4 to 7 inches from what the new model run is showing, what National Weather Service is saying. 12 a.m. on Thursday, the system starts to get out of here, and by 9 a.m. on Thursday, we are done with the system. What we'll experience from this here in Macomb, maybe some light snow and a lot of strong winds. So make sure to hold on to your hats for that commuter walk around campus on Wednesday. As we take a look at the snowfall totals, this model is getting a little aggressive, especially down near the St. Louis area. I don't think we'll see a foot, but I think 4 to 7 inches is a good bet. Take a look at our lows for tonight. 34 in Des Moines, 33 in Davenport, and 33 in Des Moines. Tomorrow we'll see 39 degrees in St. Louis with 43 in Kansas City. And tomorrow night, as the weather system moves through, 27 in Chicago and 30 in Indianapolis. Your forecast for tonight here in Macomb, mostly cloudy, very windy out with a low of 33. Winds north 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusts up to 25. Our forecast for Wednesday shows a high of 41, mostly cloudy, with winds north at 20 to 25 miles per hour, with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Take a look at our News 3 exclusive 5-day forecast. Shows a high of 41 on Wednesday, with a slight cool down on Thursday and Friday. And on Saturday, we warm up to 51. But note that we have no precipitation in the forecast for the next 5 days. So especially this weekend, head outside and have some fun.
Second weekend in a row, I get to be outside, and I'm so happy.
Definitely super excited. Danny, what do we got going on in sports this week?
Playoff time is fast approaching in IHSA boys basketball. Find out the regional matchup for Macomb High.
MHS senior wrestler Zach Wilson went to the state finals over the weekend and came back with some hardware. WIU men's hoops returns home to close out the regular season, starting with conference frontrunner South Dakota State. Those highlights and more next on Live at 4.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules. You tell me to stay away from drugs. To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Welcome back. I'm Danny Fry with sports. For high school wrestlers, the state meet at the University of Illinois is the pinnacle. Macomb High senior wrestler Zach Wilson came in as the lowest seed of the tournament with a goal to bring back a medal. Wilson battled to take home a 6th place medal after winning his wrestle back by a 13-4 major decision. He dropped a close 4-3 decision to Keyshawn Gherkin of Gibson City in the 5th place match. Watson was welcomed back to Macomb on Saturday night by a group of Bomber fans and boosters as the 2016 wrestling campaign comes to a close. Next year, Wilson will move on to Lindenwood Belleville to continue his wrestling career. It doesn't get much better than beating Monmouth Roseville for the MHS boys basketball team. The Bombers bested the Titans 61-51 on Friday night. Now the West Central North Conference champion Bombers can focus on regionals. As part of the Peoria subsectional, the Bombers received a 9 seed and will take on the Canton Little Giants in Galesburg on Monday, February 29th in a play-in game. The winner gets the top-seeded host Silver Streaks the next night. Over the weekend, the Summit League Swimming and Diving Championships wrapped up. The bright spot of the meet was Chris Navale, becoming the first Summit League champion for WIU since 2007. Navale finished the 100 butterfly with a time of 47.40 seconds. That's tops in the conference while setting a Summit League record. As a team, the men finished in 4th and the women had to settle for 7th. With the Western Illinois women's basketball team's record hovering around the 500 mark, the Leathernecks are looking for some momentum to close out the season. Well, Oral Roberts didn't keep that in mind on Saturday, pulling away in the 4th quarter to win 79-55 in Tulsa. Sophie Reichelt with her 9th career double-double, 14 points and 14 rebounds. Taylor Higginbotham with 10 points in her 11th career start. North Dakota State comes to town on Thursday at 5:30 in another Summit League contest. The Western Illinois men's basketball team aims to stay mathematically alive to qualify for the 8-team Summit League tournament. That task got even tougher on Saturday against South Dakota State inside Western Hall. The Leathernecks coming out of the locker room knowing a win would help their chances to make the Summit League tournament, but they had to get by South Dakota State first. First few minutes of the game, J.C. Felder misses a jumper. Jabari Sandifer there for the offensive rebound. He'll score, banking in the pull-up J. 5 for SDSU. Leathernecks down 17-8. Tate Stensgaard crashes in, puts it up and scores while being fouled, an and-one opportunity. At the 10-minute mark of the first half, the Jackrabbits began to pull away. DeAndre Parks from left of the circle, and then George Marshall, hello from the outside, the Wisconsin transfer with the 3-ball. SDSU up 47-29 at halftime. In the second half, the Jacks kept up the scoring pace. Kareem Ian Thyssen with the hook shot. The Jackrabbits cruise in Macomb 87-67. The final, Garrett Covington leads Western with 23 points, 4 rebounds, and Mike McClusick playing well off of the bench, 12 points and 3 rebounds. Up next for the Leathernecks is an 8 o'clock tip time with IPFW on Thursday night following the women's game at Western Hall. It was a solid rebound weekend for the WIU softball team, winning 3 out of 4 at the Total Control Sports Invitational in Rosemont. 2 key players played a big role. Peyton Abbott is tabbed as the Summit League Player of the Week, batting .417 to start her freshman season, and senior Casey Hart joins the accolades as Summit League Pitcher of the Week. Hart is the first Leatherneck with the honor since 2011. That's it for sports. Final word is next on Live at 4.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You can be a hero by being prepared for an emergency. First, make a plan. Call a family meeting to plan for things like how to connect with loved ones after an emergency or your escape route.
I am not fast.
Build a kit. When disaster strikes, it's important to have enough supplies to last 3 days. And don't forget the batteries.
Low battery.
Visit ready.gov/kids for more preparedness tips.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Stories. They happen everywhere. At NEWS3, we go the distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region.
The tornadoes tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
Here at the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated. We're all volunteers.
The stories that inform us. The stories that move us. The stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
The CDC says skin cancer is the most common type of cancer in the United States. This type of cancer can be prevented by protecting yourself from the sun.
Join us Thursday on Live at 4. I'll take you behind the scenes to the sun damage screening booth from the Union. And you'll definitely be surprised how damaged your skin can be, especially for a young person.
So Emily, I know you did that evaluation today. Were you surprised by the results?
I was very shocked, so I can't wait to tell everyone on Thursday. So Devin, I see that there's sun in the forecast. Do I need to put on sunscreen to keep my face from even being more damaged?
I don't think the sun's quite that intense yet, but it's starting to get to that point as we'll be approaching spring, so the sun will be aligning with the equator. But a look at your 5-day forecast, we'll hit 41 tomorrow with very windy conditions, so make sure to hold on tight as it'll be a windy ride or walk to campus tomorrow. On Saturday, we'll skip ahead to Saturday, 51, so it'll be very beautiful for the weekend.
Thank you so much, Devin. Now, a pair of Utah sisters who used an in vitro fertilization to get pregnant hit the mother load.
Definitely, the women who are sisters themselves now have multiple sets of twins.
Mom Carrie Bunker holds up her daughter Haley and her twin brother Cole at Timpanogos Regional Hospital, blowing kisses to their twin baby brothers Cash and Jace at the NICU. You could call it Twin Mania. 5 sets, 10 twins, 1 family.
Initially, both of them were not supposed to be able to become pregnant, but with the help of fertility treatments, they did. You could call it twin tuition.
That's good. That's way too many twins. We don't even have a single set of twins in my family.
Yeah, me either. That I just can't even imagine.
Boys, you have twins in your family?
Nope.
I guess
Correct.
no twin mania here on the desk. That's all from us today.
Thank you for joining us.
You can make sure that you can join us online all the time, news3wiu.com. For Devin Biggs, I'm Emily Manley.
And for Danny Fry, I'm Megan Sanchez.
And from all of us here at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.